Welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by the Louisiana Lottery, Manda's Fine Meat, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Turner Industries, Care South Medical and Dental, LaBerge Casino, the Law Office of George Tucker, Louisiana 988 Helpline, Exxon Mobil, and Louisiana Propane Association. Welcome to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. We come to you each week from Monte Cristo Cigar Bar and Bistro, located at 7808 Howell Boulevard. You can come by and have some of Chef Celeste's delicacies, and then, of course, talk a little football with Coach and I after we shoot the show. You can catch the show about 6 times a week on Fox 44, Pelican Sports, and Z19 TV, or at your leisure on our YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter links. Coach, second open week of the 2025 season, and you mentioned that this week we'd be doing some self-scouting, which was a new term for me the first time you mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. How did that self-scouting go? How productive was it?
Very productive. Guys got a chance to look at the games that we played and go back and look at what we're doing and how we're doing it and who we're using. And so anytime you get a chance to do that, it always helps. And you know, when you look at it, you know, a read here, a play there, an assignment here, you know, season would be a lot different. But it is what it is, and these guys understand it. And last week we had a great week of practice. And the energy, the excitement is there. These guys are itching to get back at it to get a win.
Coach, we're about halfway through the season, and I want to ask you about injuries. How do we stand on player injuries, and what's the latest on quarterback Jalen Woods?
Well, I'll tell you, you know, it's been from game one to now, it's been, so we've lost some key guys, and hopefully we'll get some guys back this week. Jalen practiced last week. He got a chance to put his gear back on and go out there and throw. And he's continuing to do well in the return to play protocol. And so it was good. He was so excited when he found out he could go out there and throw last week. He came out.
Got a nice pep in his step.
He came out with the wrong helmet on. He came out with his the gold helmet on instead of his white. But you know, he was excited to get out there, and the guys were excited as well. So it was good to see him get out, and hopefully we'll get some other guys back this week. Fortunately, we have some other guys that have had some surgeries and will be down for a couple weeks, and some guys will be out for the rest of the year. But that's part of it, and now it's the next man up, and we just got to keep going forward.
Coach, the last open week question, how was the recruiting trail? Did you and your staff get out and see some good high school football?
Yeah, the coaches did a really good job of getting out in the state of Louisiana. We had coaches down in the New Orleans, the River Parish. Of course, we had coaches here locally in the Baton Rouge, the greater Baton Rouge area, North Louisiana, Southwest Louisiana. So we were all over the state, and then some coaches even went to Mississippi and to Texas. We recruit those 2 states really heavy, and so they had a chance to go out and watch and see a lot of great high school football games, and there's a lot of guys that we're zeroed in on because, as I said before, we're never going to stop recruiting high school football players, especially Louisiana. We're going to always recruit Louisiana first, and then we're going to work our way out. And so, you know, they had a chance to go and see, like I said, some really good football games this weekend.
Coach, I got to ask you about Hudl. A lot of times people tell me they got somebody they'd like y'all to look at. And, you know, I've learned just tell them to send me your Hudl tape. How does that Hudl tape work? Is it somebody is videotaping every high school football game and then cutting up a tape of all the impact players, or people paying for that to be done?
Well, it's basically, I think the players at the high schools, if they don't have a coach designated to do the video for those players, specifically the seniors, individual players can go and and they can put their film, upload their film, and they make a highlight film.
Oh, it's a
For us,
platform that they upload it to.
So
Okay.
so for us, it's you know, you have to have that film, and most of the time after the first 3 games, people tend to put the first 3 games on, and then as the season progresses, they'll put the rest of the season. For us, you know, I tell them all the time, highlights get you noticed, but we're gonna watch the whole game film because highlights are just that.
Right.
Those are highlights of you doing things right. So of course it's supposed to look good.
Right,
even
right,
though
right.
Some guys, they'll put some things on there to make you scratch your head, but hey, you know, the highlights get you in the door, but your players gonna get you the offers.
Well, there you have it from the coach. When we come back, we're going to look ahead to our upcoming games on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves.
In December of 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. There's an initial shock, I guess, but instead of turning it into a verdict, I considered it a challenge. As it turned out, Blue Cross Blue Shield, it was amazing. I was able to focus in on getting well, as opposed to wondering how I was going to pay for it. I'm Laura. I'm from New Orleans. I am cancer-free for 13 years and looking forward to so many more.
Mom, you know I hate going to the dentist.
Yes, but you were a real trooper and didn't give Dr. Daniel any problem.
Well, I like Dr. Pam. She really knows how to get me to relax. And I like how my teeth look when we leave Care South.
Well, that's what a good dentist is supposed to do.
At Care South, our dental team works hard to create beautiful smiles and take great care of your teeth. Call us for an appointment today.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
More than a century of fueling those in need has left our name etched in the history books. As the world changes, so do we at ExxonMobil Louisiana, ever evolving to be not an energy company of today, but the energy company of tomorrow. We're committed to tackling the world's toughest energy challenges, leading critical lower emission initiatives and growing opportunity for all. ExxonMobil, more than a century of proud Louisiana loyalty.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. Come see us each Monday about 12 o'clock at Monte Cristo Cigar Bar and Bistro, and you can see us tape the show live. Coach, let's talk about the games that we have ahead of us for the 2025 season. We play Bethune-Cookman next, but we'll talk about them last since it's our upcoming game. After Bethune, we play the Prairie View Panthers. The Panthers sit at the top of the SWAC West at 3-0 and 4-2 on the season. We beat them last year 31-24 in overtime. What does PV have this year?
Coach Tremaine Jackson's a new coach. He's definitely not new to the conference. He played at Texas Southern. He was defensive coordinator there one time years ago. He's been a successful coach on the Division II level as well, and Tremaine's doing a really good job with those guys. And they did a great job of this past weekend of fighting off a very good effort by Alcorn State. That was their first road trip playing a game outside of the state of Texas.
Oh.
And those guys were able to escape down there in Alcorn 13-12. So he's doing a good job. They're off this week, open date. So I know that they're going to be working on themselves and preparing for their upcoming game the following week.
Next up, we play Florida A&M. The Rattlers sit at 0-1 in the SWAC East and 1-3 on the season. We lost to FAM last year, 24-6. What do the Rattlers have this year?
Coach Cozy's always got a good football team. You know, he's played two FBS teams. You know, they do that for a number of reasons, financially and in the state of Florida. And so, you know, you look at the schedule, and the record is kind of skewed. You know, two of those games were FBS teams. So they're a good football team. They played Howard really, really tough, played them well the opening of the season, a few miscues. I think he's had some guys injured, and he's now starting to get some guys back, and those guys are going to be fired up and ready to go to finish and compete for the second half as well.
Next up, we play Arkansas Pine Bluff in Pine Bluff. The Golden Lions sit at 1-1 in the SWAC West and 2-3 on the season. We beat UAPB last year, 31-9. What do the Golden Lions have this year, Coach?
Coach Hamp's got a much improved football team. Those guys, you know, it was a tale of two games. The week before, they played Alcorn up at Memphis at the Southern Heritage Classic, and they were hitting on all cylinders. And then this past week, they ran up against Texas Southern in Houston, and it was like, you know, a totally different football team. They kind of got away from them early. You know, and Texas Southern were able to have their way with them. But Coach Hampton, he's doing a really good job of building that program. He's doing the same thing. He's really building from high schools and JCs, and he goes in the portal and get a few guys. And those guys, he played a lot of young guys last year, and so you can see the maturation of those guys as they're progressing this year. And so they're doing a good job, and so that's not a team. And playing in Pine Bluff is tough as well. So they'll be ready to go when that time comes.
Pine Bluff is also one of the nicer facilities in the SWAC.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to look at the next 3 or 4 games on our SWAC schedule on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
To protect my mental health, I like to listen to music and go on walks and just try to clear my mind.
I like to just go home, turn off all electronics, go on Do Not Disturb on my phone, and just sit there and prepare for the next day.
I read my Bible app every morning, and I also read daily affirmations just to make sure I stay motivated in my day-to-day.
Please call 988 if you're struggling with mental health or you need someone to talk to.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. Of course, each week in the show, we have our top choice players of the week. And even on open weeks, players show leadership, they show character, and they show that they're willing to go above and beyond. Coach, who were those top choice players of the week during this second open week of the season?
On offense, wide receiver Malachi Jackson. On defense, it was defensive end Kelby Gibbons. And then special teams, it was Nathan Zimmer.
Okay, there you have it. Coach, of course, after we play UAPB, we head up to the reservation to play Alcorn State on November 8th. Always a tough game for us. The Braves sit at 0-2 on the season in the SWAC West, but 0-5 on the season, so they've been having a tough time of it. We beat the Braves last year, 24-14. What do they have this year?
Despite the record, Alcorn has a good football team, and it's, you know, the record is not indicative of the team that they have. As I said, you know, they just lost a heartbreaker this past week to Prairie View A&M, and you know, those guys play well, and they always play tough at home. So I know that Coach Thomas and that crew will be fired up and ready to go when we hit the reservation.
And they're always ready to play us up there. So we got to not give them that first win of the season. Coach, after we play Alcorn, next up is Texas Southern. They come to Mumford. Right now, TSU sits at 2-1 in the SWAC West and 2-3 on the season. We beat them 22-19 in overtime last year. What do the Tigers have?
Coach Dishman's doing a really good job. They're doing a really good job. They had their way with UAPB this past weekend. They beat them 51-7.
Wow.
And they clicked on all three cylinders in all three phases of the game. And you know, you hear when you listen to the other coaches talk about how they look and you know, the players that they have. You know, he's really doing a good job of building that program. You know, so I know they played up as well. So they've had a chance to play a couple of FBS games, and so, or at least one. And so those guys are just hearing him on the coach's call. He's saying he's trying not to peak them too fast. So those guys are believing in what they're doing, and they played well last week. So, you know, I'm sure they'll be fired up and ready to go when they come here to Mumford.
You know, and our last game, of course, is the traditional rival with Grambling and the Bayou Classic. Last year, we beat Graham 24-14 in the Bayou Classic. They sit at 0-1 in the SWAC West and 3-2 on the season. Coach, besides our freshman quarterback from last year, Xavier T-Set, what does Grambling have? And I got a good report that T-Set's been playing good for him, and then I heard he kind of fell off recently. But what do they have this year?
A really good running game. Coach Joseph has implemented going back to a run-first style of offense, and they do a really good job of running the football. And they're you know, opportunistic defensively, and so you know, they played up. You know, they played Ohio State.
Right.
They've also
got
played.
That check.
Yeah, they played down on a couple of teams, and then they played PV out in the Classic. And I know they have Texas Southern this week for homecoming, so I know that they're chomping at the bit to get back. But they have a good football team, and of course, you know, it's the Bayou Classic, so you know, you throw the records out the window.
Yep.
You know, and you know, that game is a game of what team plays well that day, and handles the adversity. So, you know, always going down to the Dome in New Orleans, and having a chance to play in front of, you know, 60, 70,000 people. You know, the greatest classic of it all. You know, it's always exciting, and we'll be looking forward to that opportunity as well.
Coach, my brother-in-law, Big Ed Johnson, is a big Grambling supporter, and he was telling me about they're building an indoor practice facility at Grambling, which is kind of a first for a SWAC school, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, we talked.
Why are you laughing?
Well, you know, we talked about, you know, that indoor facility when I was there as well. So,
okay.
You know, hopefully that those guys will
make it happen.
You know, make it happen, and I think it's something that's coming. I think throughout the conference, Tennessee State is the only school
in the HBCU world
that has a they have a 70-yard indoor facility.
Okay.
So, And they were smart. One of my old college coaches, Coach James Webster, was the head coach there. He got that done, and rightly so because of the region and the weather. You know, it's hard. It's hard here to practice.
Right.
When you have to go into a gym and try to simulate practice, it's tough. So, you know, hats off to them if they're getting that done. And so, you know, it's good to see everybody, you know, moving forward and making sure that everything are better for our student athletes.
So that means you'll be asking for one then too, huh?
Yeah, one's coming.
You hear that, Jaguar Nation? All right, when we come back, we'll look at Bethune-Cookman this weekend in Daytona on the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves.
More than a century of fueling those in need has left our name etched in the history books. As the world changes, so do we at ExxonMobil Louisiana, ever evolving to be not an energy company of today, but the energy company of tomorrow. We're committed to tackling the world's toughest energy challenges, leading critical lower emission initiatives, and growing opportunity for all. ExxonMobil, more than a century of proud Louisiana loyalty.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
At CareSouth Medical and Dental WIC, we take pride in helping families to better understand their nutritional needs. Our goal is to help expecting mothers and new mothers to take the best care of themselves and develop a healthy lifestyle that will benefit their infants from birth to childhood. When you participate in the WIC program, you will receive healthy, nutritious foods, breastfeeding support, and nutritional counseling. At CareSouth WIC, we believe healthy families are the best families. Call us for an appointment today at 225-650-2093.
My name is Trina. I'm from New Orleans, and I've been with Blue Cross Blue Shield for almost a year. Last year, it was right after my husband and I got married, I was diagnosed with a heart condition. When I received the diagnosis, I was terrified. And it was just so reassuring to know that I was covered. It's very empowering. Having the Blue Cross Blue Shield card in my wallet feels like armor. I'm just like, wow.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. Coach, this weekend we hit the road for about a 9-10 hour road trip to Daytona, Florida to play the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Coach, that game was originally scheduled for, it was originally moved to Tampa Bay to be played at Raymond James Stadium where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, which would have been a great opportunity for the kids. But players, but that got canceled, and so now we're back in Tampa. What happened with the game being played in Tampa?
That was something on the administrative side, the promotional side that I really don't know.
Okay.
And so, you know, so all I know is that we're back at Daytona Beach, and so we'll leave out of here. We'll fly out of here on Friday and get down there and get settled in and get ready to play a good, much improved Bethune-Cookman football team on Saturday.
Okay. And in Daytona, we'll be playing at Municipal Stadium, and that is where Bethune plays all their games.
Right.
What is up with the stadium on Bethune's campus?
Well, currently they don't have a stadium. I know they're constructing they have some practice facilities and things that they're building there, but Municipal Stadium has been renovated some years ago, and it's a really nice stadium. Of course, it's the city stadium, but they do a really good job of keeping it up and making the improvements. So it's a lot nicer now.
All right, well, hit the road and follow the Jaguars. When we come back, we're going to close out this week's edition of the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves.
To protect my mental health, I just take little breaks during stressful situations and realize where you are and what you're doing and reevaluate the situation from a different angle.
I like to journal, listen to music, and go on walks. The scenery really uplifts me.
I personally listen to music, I read books, I give myself affirmations to know that I'm going to be okay, and I know that I am better at defeating my mental.
Protect your mentals. Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Terrence Graves. Of course, we want to invite all the Jaguar Nation, especially in that southeast region, to come out and support the Jaguars this Saturday in Daytona Beach as they play Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Of course, Coach, you know, we've had this conversation. Everything is still in front of us. We still can win the SWAC West, and we still can go to the SWAC Championship. So, Jaguar Nation, buy some tickets, come and support the Jags. We'll be back home next weekend after Bethune. Go Jags!